January 10, Freshwater Beach, 1915. An eager 15-year-old Isabel Latham would demonstrate surfing for the very first time. She was taken into the ocean by the great waterman Duke Kahanamoku to surf on an 8-foot tall, 8-inch thick, 34-kilo slab of American sugar pine. And in that moment, an Australian obsession was born with the strokes of a woman. The blueprint for what it meant to be a surfer, man or woman, was set. And tonight, as we look back and celebrate the journey of women surfing in this great country, it was Isabel Latham who wrote the DNA for an idealistic and natural feminism to begin. Other ambitious women would come after Isabel with that same iconic Australian makeup. There's the wonderful Ma Bendel, who started surfing in her 50s because it just simply looked too much fun. Or Pearl Turton, between borrowing the boards from the boys at Palm Beach on our first national meet up the road at Avalon in 1963. A year later, Phyllis O'Donnell would put Australian surfing on the global stage with the late Midget Farrelly as the first world champs right here in Manly. There's the humble Gail Cooper, who won 10 of the first 11 Bells Beach events from 65 to 76, setting a record on one of the world's most technically difficult waves that'll never be matched in our lifetime. Growing up as grommets learning these stories was Pam Burridge, Wendy Botha, Pauline Menzer, Jodie Cooper and others. As a lucrative industry began to grow and cultural revolution kicked off, these women had to find their own place in the lineup among some of the sport's most prolific characters. And that's where the fight really began, the only way they knew how, to surf better, bigger and louder. Little did they know, as a young Lane Beachley arrived on the scene, that she'd go on to do more for the sport than her 7 world titles might ever attest. Lane was part of a generation, with Nerida Falconer, Lynette McKenzie, Trudy Todd, Kylie Webb, Mel Redmond Carr, and Americans Lisa Anderson and Rochelle Ballard, who saved an industry from itself by inspiring women's surf apparel in the mid-90s. Collectively, this wave of women would make professional careers possible. They fought for better pay, sponsorship opportunity, and better conditions to showcase their talents. Behind the scenes, women like Sandra English were shaping the next generation with the same DNA through our institutes, board riders clubs and hours of elite coaching. 2005 world champ Chelsea Georgeson, Serena Brooks, Rebecca Woods, Sam Cornish, Jessie Miley Dyer and more would continue to push the sport through the decade. And then, a young Steph Gilmore would come through the ranks to win 6 world titles for now. With 2016 world champ Tyler Wright, Sally Fitzgibbons, Laura Enever, Nikki Van Dyke, Keely Andrew, and a global wave of empowered athletes, professional surfing is in a beautiful place. But also consider those trimming on longboards, tackling wild oceans tow surfing, carving on single fins or twin fins, or just giving it a go in the whitewater. It sure is an incredible time to be a woman riding on the ocean. And therein lies the motivation for the celebration of Australian women in surf. To pay homage to those who have helped women surfing in 2016 embody every bit of Isabel Latham's DNA. The spirit, the fight, the adventure. Despite the decades of comparison, women were never supposed to surf like anything other than themselves. It never mattered because it was never meant to. And for that reason, we celebrate.